God's grace, the favor, and you promise about you like brother. عشان افرسوا بحر ده. stand up stand up let's stand up stand up عشان افرسوا بلدي وطنين سلاطين كله افرسوا بحر ده. ناس كنيسة سبب تانينا افرسوا بحر ده. ايوه بحر تانينا مهم سدي نحفظ كلنا سوا. بحر تانينا مهم سدي river line نحفظ كلنا سوا. beledi Ashan moi mata bahar le beledi Ribana transportation. Therefore, we don't need exploitation of river Nile. Akumatan na den. Reistani na samfakir na yerdi. Sukuran na idara taki. Honorable Barnaba Marial Benjamin. Sukuran na idara taki. General Akol Kurkuch. Sukuran na idara taki. Bartanina mohin sadi. Nabi sukuna sawa. Bartanina mohin sadi. Nabi sukuna sawa. Ribana, Ribana. Nabi sukuna sawa. Ribana, Ribana. Nabi sukuna sawa. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. Your Excellency Salva Kiir, we need prosperity. Your Excellency Riek Machar, we need peace. Your Excellency Waniga, we need economic. Your Excellency Tabandengai, we need development. Your Excellency Rebecca, we need gender and equal rights. Your Excellency Abdallah, we need services. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. Honorable Minister of Cabinet, we need the unity. Honorable Minister of Defense, we need security. Honorable Minister of Finance, we need the services. Honorable Minister of Education. Honorable Minister of Interior, we need security. Honorable Minister of Road, we need development, Tigana government. We need the love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need the love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. Yongolima la karumbegwao. Ruweng Abia administrative area.
We need love, Tigona government.
Central Equatoria, Torit Yambio. We need prosperity, Mama Tigona. All producers, Sudan. We need love,
Tigona government.
Principally Wasulu, Hero Wasulu, Mama Wasulu. We need peace, we need love. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need love among SPLM, we need prosperity. We need love among IO, we need unity. We need love among SOA, we need prosperity. We need love among OPP, we need prosperity. All the leaders face South Sudan, we need the peace. All the kings face South Sudan, we need the unity. All the people face South Sudan, we need the peace. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development. We need love, we need peace, we need prosperity. We need love, we need peace, we need development.
Mayerdi, Sukuranda Idara Taki, Honorable Barnaba Marial Benjamin, Sukuranda Idara Taki, General Akol Kurkuch, Sukuranda Idara Taki, Artanina Mohim Sedi, Nahavi Sukuna Sawa, Artanina Mohim Sedi, Nahavi Sukuna Sawa, River Nine, River Nine, Nahavi Sukuna Sawa, River Nine, Nahavi Sukuna Sawa.
listen to my song. Fallen heroes staring in the graves, children suffer hunger. I remember John Garang. Did he fight for nothing? How many can stand up to be counted? To defend the land he fought for, John Garang. Did they fight for nothing? How many can stand up to be counted? To defend the land they fought for in Africa. Fallen heroes of Africa. How long must we suffer? 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 Children of Nile, will you listen to my song? How long must we suffer? Children of Nile, will you listen to my song? How long must we suffer? Come now, my people, will you listen to my song? How long must we suffer? Will you listen to my song? We are ashamed, we are ashamed, we are ashamed. How far are we going, oh my people? Hey, hey, oh Lord, help us, oh my people. Mutilated and in pain, so much pain, fighting in vain. This a cry for my people. Hey, hey, oh Lord, help us, oh my people. We are ashamed, we are ashamed, we are ashamed. How far are we going, oh my people? Hey, hey, we are ashamed.
Monin biga tamam biga murda otorona jil jalamnya biyunume betalau bejejen betalau abuba salamnya matakore jalamnya mama salamnya Salam take, ul fakir salam take, yang majar salam take, manika salam take, tabandenga salam take, ul fakir mada salam, ya rudu salam, monin biga tamam biga murda, motorona jil, jalamnya, biyunume betalau bejejen betalau abuba salamnya matakore jalamnya mama salamnya salam take wane konga salam take jadala salam take aku jino bulung salam take Emmanuel adi salam take tumkulu salam takun intumkulu salam takun etire kulum salam takun Dol fakir mada salam, ya lutu salam. Monin biga tamam biga murda, otorona jil jalamnya, biyunume betalau bejejen betalau abuba salamnya matakore jalamnya mama salamnya salam take kal menyang salam take kal menyang salam take ay jang mamur salam take ay jang mamur salam take dol fakir mada salam ya rudu salam monin biga tamam biga murda otorona jil jalamnya biyunume betalau bejejen betalau abuba salamnya matakore jalamnya mama salamnya
Male Yen jalbiya tom Yen jalbiya wane Yen jalbiya tom tom, yen jalbia, wane, nyan, yamrun tea, yamrun bakal, yamrun baro, yamrun gawal, yamrun tea, yamrun bakal, yamrun baro, yamrun gawal, ebilan wacha kai, ebilan wache, kunya ebilan wacha kai, nyalawia, nyalaudal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal. Male. Yen jalbia, tom, yen jalbia, wane, yen jalbia, tom, yen jalbia, wane, nyan, yamrun tea, yamrun bakal, yamrun baro, yamrun gawal, yamrun tea, yamrun bakal, yamrun baro, yamrun gawal, ebilan wacha kai, kunya ebilan wacha kai, nyalawia, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal. Egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal. Egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal. Egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal. Egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal, egadal dol chuladal, edula dol chuladal.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your patience. We are waiting for one entry and then we'll start. Unfortunately, I can say we'll start at 11. It's now almost 11:30, so that would be a mistake. And we are hoping to see that as soon as possible. But as we wait, we have a poem from Victor. What time is happening? I think Victor will come forward. Victoria, you're on. Wonderful.
Thank you. Let me put the program yourself. I will dedicate the references to this message. My name Concerning issues, many of whom are present
because I'm concerned about Lau Nuer and people of Bibor. One of the issues that is bringing now a conflict between the pastoralists, I mean the cattle keepers, is the issue of water and grassing for the cattle. If we take the canal, a new one, not the Jungle Canal, to go to engulf Lau, to come far east to Gadiang, then we go to Bibor, and now we can come to Bor. You will be able to irrigate this very vast territory of land. Food. We can produce crops, irrigation system. Now in Israel, as Professor mentioned something about Israel, Israelis don't have rain. But they did something very impressive. They did what they call water drip irrigation. How we can prioritize how many barrels are we producing per day as things that flood. We will be even taking this water to move around, and will be reducing you people of South Sudan as the young people. Before I leave this podium, I have a special recognition to His Excellency the President of the Republic for the bold decision that he made yesterday. From there now, the ball is in your ground. It is you now to decide and give your recommendation to the Secretariat. And I believe His Excellency the President will direct the government that this is the path. So you are now the right people. You are not longer criminals. You are the right people. Because it is your country. You are a sovereign people. Nobody can bring a plan to you and impose it on you. It is you to bring your plan and impose it on others. That is the point. So, before leaving the podium, I'm happy that he came up, I heard his voice record. And I was very keen. I listened to that voice record several times. And it raised a concern that you are really a very patriotic person who loves this country. While I was listening to what they were saying, I convinced that these people of speciality, we need to trust ourselves. These people are people of knowledge. And what they are going to recommend is what we as politicians must go through. And this was my argument, that political decision has to come after environmental or after a thorough research and feasibility studies is being done. That will be the way. So we can have a very good outcome and results. So Your Excellency, the Minister, as the one representing His Excellency, the President here, please send our regards that the 8 million youth of South Sudan are standing with His Excellency, the President, in his decision that he made yesterday. And I invite the youth to make this hall full for the next 2 days, to come and raise your voices, to come and bring your arguments. Our academia, the universities, led by the University of Juba here, with the people of the knowledge. Is what I want to conclude by saying this. It is our sole responsibility to restore back our country. And I'm happy that we are gaining the momentum. I want to cement from this podium the issue of water commission to include all the academia and institutions that are concerned with environmental studies. And I'm happy that now His Excellency the President gave back the whole thing to the Minister of Environment. And I congratulate Comrade Minister of Environment for raising her concern from day one. This is the patriotism that we want. Now, after the Ministry of Research, then now the political decision will come. So, into Shabab Junub Sudan, البلد ده أرفع صوت بتاع قول الكلام الفراسك مع كل احترام. كلام ده مهم جدا. أنا بختم وأقول لكم الحرية نور ونار، من أراد نورها فليكتوي بنارها. إذن قل ما تشاء كن ما تقول، فإن تقولها تموت إن لم تقولها تموت، إذن قلها ومت وليعيش جنوب السودان حرا.
Thank you, Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports. Such powerful words. And I think it will be followed by our Honorable Minister for Information and Telecommunications, Honorable Makwen Luet.
Distinguished presenters, our experts, to say anything, but I came to of the experts. Most of the people have been saying, why is Michael keeping quiet? Yes, I've been keeping quiet because I don't want to jump into the unknown. Because I'm not. And if you ask me about on anything to do with the law, I'm ready to go with you longer. But in this field, I wait to listen to the experts so that I can disposition. And this is what we are here for. Yes, the government had passed a resolution for the dredging. To me, dredging, the way I understood it, is the dredging I know. I knew those days when I was a schoolboy. When I was a schoolboy, dredging used to be done in all the rivers, including Juba Nabari. Dredging used to be done, and by dredging, what I understood by dredging is clearance, is clearing the Nile from all obstacles that obstruct navigation. This is how I came to understand it. And it was being done ever since. It is us, when we started the War of Liberation, that stopped it. And because we stopped it that time, and after the agreement we did not dredge it again, Wabur now does not reach Juba. The key of the river port of Juba is already sandy and it is kalas. It is almost forgotten now. And you can walk on foot to the Jazeera. This is what was being done by dredging. Now all the boats stop at Mangala, and soon they will be stopping in Bor. This is how I understood the dredging, and this is how I came to know the importance of it dredging, especially when I last went to Bentiu to find that from Lake Bentiu, from Lake No way inside up to Bentiu. Leave alone going to Mashrarek, going to all these areas up to Wow. All these have stopped and have been forgotten. Leave alone those days, the Wabur used to leave from Malakal to Nasir to Akobo up to Pibor. It does not go to Akobo now. It goes only up to Nasir and back. The Wabur used to go up to Ethiopia. It used to go to Ethiopia to that station, what do you call it? Up to, no, it goes beyond Juko, goes to Ethiopia, to Gambela. So Abur used to go up to Gambela. But is it going now? No. All these were being done through dredging. I don't know, the dredging might have taken a different meaning. But the dredging I know those days is what I know now. But the current dredging seems to have brought in so many things, including deepening, which I did not know before. Now, when you make a deepening, according to what I'm hearing, because I'm surprised that dredging includes deepening to 50 meters. If you deepen a river for you will go beyond the underground water. This is what I know about it, because underground water maybe shall come sin meter. Anyway, the most important thing is this. We need to differentiate between dredging and excavation of the canal. As is stated by my colleague earlier, we have never touched anything about the Jonglei Canal. And he who ventures into that says it on his own. Says it on his own, because up to now, as a government, we did not sit one day to discuss anything to do with the Jonglei Canal. And this will not just go anyhow. It has to be done after thorough studies. After thorough studies. So, brothers and sisters, let us differentiate between dredging and the canal. We are here on the issue of dredging, not the canal. There is nothing about the canal now. We are here because of the dredging. And if people have decided to venture into all the specializations, and as a result have caused a lot of confusion, then the need arises for us to call the experts to come and show us the right direction. And based on whatever they will say, this is what we'll go by. We'll not go by whatever any person says as a layman's opinion. Yes, we are experts in so many fields, but please let us respect our fields of specialization. We should not just jump into any area and claim to be experts in those areas to which we don't belong. That is the worst part of it. So let us respect our experts on water and on environment and all those concerns with the dredging, so that when they give us the advice, then we will be in a position. Yes, you have every right to talk, but for the youth, please give chance to the experts, not to your minister. The Minister of Youth is the Minister of Youth, and he is calling upon you on whatever. This is not politics. It is science. And if it is science, then we must follow science. This is what I'm saying. Lastly, I really appreciate the presentation made, even though I actually came today because I was expecting to hear something about the dredging. And what are the possibilities, and what are the opportunities, and what are the solutions propose solutions for the dredging. And I need also to be informed as to whether dredging took a different meaning or is it the same I know. So, brothers and sisters, you are most welcome. I appreciate, and the people of the water here, I appreciate your presence. And tomorrow we'll try to be here because this is the most important thing I want to hear. It is thereafter that I will talk, but not now. Thank you very much.
Brother McQuay. Brother
Thank
McQuay,
you very much.
Brother McQuay. Brother McQuay. Brother McQuay. Let me give you a piece of useful information along your line. The River Transport Corporation started in 1912 and was operational in 1913. The draft, the depths of all the vessels was only 4 feet, 1.2 meters. Only 1.2 meters. All these years until it stopped, there was no vessel that needed more than 120 centimeters. So you brought a very interesting point. This is the dredging we all knew, and this is all that is needed for navigation. Thank you, sir.
Come tomorrow. Come tomorrow. Come tomorrow.
And we hope to see you tomorrow, sir.
Thank you very much. Put your hand together for the minister, please. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long day, and we are coming nearer to the conclusion. The appeal is what the Honorable Minister has just said, for all of us to come very early tomorrow morning so that we can start a bit early, and most of you will have the opportunity to share your views. At the moment, we will not go back to you due to the time factor. We will stick here. At this point, I want to give the next 3 minutes to a very important person I have acknowledged earlier on. This person, Honorable Mokwe and Dr. Barnaba, and the senior SWWNMI leaders knows him more than I do. But the little I heard as a small Red Army boy soldier, I heard a lot. They know more than him. I will not go into that. I have to welcome him about our country and about our people. You are welcome, sir.
Dr. Barnaba Marial Benjamin, Minister of Presidential Affairs and representative of the President. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, honorable lecturers, experts, protocol excerpt. I'm so delighted for being part of South Sudan Liberation. So as you all know, by then Sudan was neighboring more than 8 countries, and the destiny of South Sudan was lying on Ethiopia. So with this historical fact, from 1964 to 1972, Anyanya 1 was hosted by the Emperor government. 1983 to 1991, SPLM-SPLA for the last 39 years. The cause of all the problems who have caused a civil war in Sudan was the discovery of oil in Bentiu, and then the digging of Jonglei Canal, the marginalization, and Sharia. These are the cause of the civil war that continued up to 2005. And as you all know, from all the wars in the world, the most expensive freedom is South Sudan because it has costed more than 2.5 million for various reasons. And it was not easy. It was well planned that the strugglers who were recruited from 50 years downward, most of them, they were from the background of peasantry, laborers. and workers from various fields. And cattle raiders, cattle rearers from various parts of South Sudan. This was the composition of the compatriots or the patriots who were fighting the war. But side by side, there was a plan of Red Army, maybe you all know. And one of them is the moderator who is now moderating this meeting. I want to say about the purpose of Red Army. Why did we form Red Army? Because SPLA was a spiritual child of the then ruling party, of Workers' Party of Ethiopia, of which I was belonged to. Then the formidable force that can build a strong army, a strong economic manpower, a strong social infrastructure is youth from 50 below. And by that time, those who were teenagers down and infant, they were put into various places in order to understand the meaning of what people were struggling for, in order for them to take place. And Dr. John Garang and Comrade Sarfa were saying, Red Army was meant to be saving account, was not meant for war, was meant to be saving account to take over after the liberation. But unfortunately, after our downfall, unexpected sacrifice was paid unnecessarily. Therefore, the purpose of Red Army was to be converted with social and economic programs, because SPLA was having political, economic, social, military, cultural, diplomatic, administrative, and financial pillars in order to disseminate the fruits of the revolution. And that was the purpose. It was not just made as a blind struggle. It was made with short-term, medium-term, and long program strategy. So therefore, the cause of this civil war was mainly a problem of water. So I thank all the experts about their explanation. And the natural resource of water is the most vital, expensive materials. Like people in Netherlands, they were below the sea level and they are managing their water. Sometimes you can see a speedboat up and going down. So it depends on how we manage our resources. So don't forget that what has costed you 2.5 million was a problem of water. And that's what I want to comment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade. We save our country. We save our country. We are conclusion. There are only 2 ministers. But Dr. Salwa, please make a quick comment in 2 minutes about today. I know your presentation did not happen due to time factor, but you have the priority tomorrow. Just quick 2 minutes before I call the 2 ministers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me the floor. I would have satisfied myself to leave without saying anything, but if you give me the floor, I won't decline. What I really want to say in this first day of our deliberations is how thankful and grateful we are to our beloved President, General Salva Kiir Mayardit. This event is unprecedented. I have lived in Juba since 2007. Never did I see the President asking the public to come together for consultations on a specific issue or to raise their awareness about something that is current, like the situation we are in with the issue of waters. So, Dr. Barnaba, I would like you to convey to the President our deep thanks and to tell him to take this as an added mode of work to his arsenal. Because I know he does sometimes consultations, but on very little issues that has to do with maybe appointments, with maybe resolutions and so on, but not of this scale. To take this opportunity and make the best out of it so that we come a full circle. We reciprocate the decision by the President so that next time he would say, last time when we did it, the results we saw came back under a microscope and they came with results that helped us to reach strategies that are relevant to governing. Thank you very much. You saw the quality of work that we have done this morning and part of the afternoon. I want to serve their questions, and don't feel disheartened if your question was not answered. Tomorrow, after your questions will be answered. Now I want to conclude by saying, please have seen the quality of work done from this table. I would like to plead with you to come tomorrow and bring a friend. Don't come alone. Tell your friend, come, I have seen something there, let us continue today. So that the more people know, the more people are informed, the more we have a useful debate. This debate, Dr. John used to say, it is like the dialogue among the deaf. When there are two views apart and you try to bring them together and they refuse, and experts, and then form very proud with all the knowledge he has, with all the years he spent in government, he said he's reserving his opinion until he's better informed. And that is very humble on his part. I admire that very much. So please come tomorrow and bring somebody else with you. I thank you very much for this opportunity. God bless you all and have a good evening.
Indeed, thank you very much, Dr. Salwa Berberi. Young people, you have heard her. I will not repeat it. It is very important we come and be punctual early in the morning. I take this opportunity to welcome our National Minister for Defense and Veteran Affairs, Honorable Angelina Teng. We were privileged to have you, Honorable. You have spent almost the whole day with us. Continue with the spirit, and we hope you will come back tomorrow and sit that long. You are welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Presidential Affairs and my colleagues and all the attendants, our distinguished experts. I'm really happy that I'm here. I learned about this program this morning because it is such an important issue. I had to drop everything else and make sure that I'm here. This is one. I'm not going to say much because I'm still listening tomorrow, like my brother, even though he said his opinion. I'll still say an opinion. Yeah. Like Michael Makwe, actually, I used to travel on Bahira Kol, Abu Anja. Abu Anja used to come from Malakan, goes to Bantu. We'll stop in Bantu. We'll leave from Bantu and goes to a place called Wankai. And it loads khashab because it used to work using wood. And from history, I understood that Abu Anja used to go all the way to Wow. And there was another one called Mahaliya that ended up stopping in Malakan, used to go all the way. I also remember that if you want to cross the river Bahar al-Ghazal, crossing from the western side to the eastern side or vice versa, there used to be a Ma'adiyah. Now you just walk, footing. You just walk and you go across. In my lifetime, experts, but I have this Bahar al-Jabal. I remember the wetland, and now, during the past maybe 30, 40 years, the water has claimed a lot of the land. This is a reality. It's a fact. And many people in Unity State, specifically, Southern Unity, have actually lost. The land has become kind of a strip in Southern Unity. This is a reality. These are changes that have happened on our watch. When we talk about climate change, and when we talk about conservation and preservation, in my humble opinion, we're talking about preserving livelihood. It is not about fish. Fish is for livelihood, is for sustaining the ecosystem so that livelihood continues. So, in my opinion, when we talk about preserving wetland or dredging the rivers, it centers on livelihood. Climate change affects and changes our planet, and it makes it not sustainable for human inhabitants. So I think we need to come back to the center. The center is human life. This is key. And since it is key, in the whole world, people talk of progress and development with. The whole world is progressing, utilizing its resources to improve livelihood. We do not need to be thinking of subsistence existence. When you talk about how we depend on the wetland, it's about fish. It's subsistent. You just go and pick what you need to cook today and maybe dry some of it, and you are off. Should we be contented with that? This is an important question that you need to ask. When we talk about, I've listened to the experts, and maybe I'll hear more tomorrow on the issue of dredging. For me, dredging is not, is in fact, I've listened to Professor Khazin on when he was doing that Zoom, and he said something about dredging, bringing back water to the main. The idea of this water just claiming land and so on, because there are waterways that are created, and these waterways never change. You may block them, and if you block them, they will find another way, and they will try to come back to the course. So this is why I never understood why people were against dredging. Because it may not solve the severe flooding. It may not solve the severe flooding. You can do other things to solve long-term severe flooding. But definitely, it will bring the water back. I just saw one of my friend, an expert who is actually, he used to be in the Ministry of Water and Irrigation, and now he is the head of the Water Authority. Not yet? Okay. A doctor, a PhD, that ministry, I want to actually bow my head to them. The Ministry of Water and Irrigation. We have listened to their presentations. Not one presentation. Numerous presentations in the Council of Ministers. Well studied. We asked questions. Some of the questions you are asking here. When we came to the resolution that there will be dredging, it was not done without a scientific work. Said that we're just going to do it. Ministers, the credibility of actually having read and studied. In as much as I appreciate the response of our presidents to the voices of the people. But this is important to recognize. They have done some work that we recognize. Dredging. Actually, the dredging was ongoing before the 2013 crisis. Because there was a question about the Egyptians. Why Egyptians? The Egyptians were already here. Started 2007 until 2013 crisis. I have actually climbed one of those river boats. Some of them they were destroyed during this crisis of 2013. So it started. It was ongoing, and I'm sure the people of the Ministry of Water and Irrigation were discussing in the council. It was brought up by the president himself. He recalled that this is a work that was ongoing. It is unfortunate that when hell broke loose in 2013, a lot of things had to change. But now that we are tackling that fire of hell, we're going back to ideas of development. So the only country that has no way of managing its water. Last year, when there was so much rain and too much water coming from Lake Victoria, the dam in Jinja was open. Now, all along South Sudan, the longest part of the river, there's nothing to control that water. Sudan responding by closing Jabalolia. What happens? As a layperson like myself, I see an issue. I don't know much about hydrology, but I know that if you block the water, you let the water go and you block it on the other side, it will find a place to go to. Definitely. It will claim somebody's land. So these are some of the practical realities that we are living. It is important. I have carefully listened what we had now from the experts. How the climate phenomenons, how they work. It'd be interesting to actually hear about how the water regulates itself as it flows from one part to another. That would be very, very interesting. You know, we have many rivers coming from the Congo, coming from Central Africa, coming from the highland, Lake Victoria, and so on. I'm not going to say anything about the Jonglei Canal, not because it's not a subject to be discussed. If we are thinking progress, if we are thinking development, there should not be a project that we should fear not to discuss. We should discuss everything, explore every possibility, and so on. Unless somebody wants, we are. But we want to join the rest of the world. We have the Ministry of Water, we have the Water Authority, we have the Ministry of Environment. In fact, the resolution on the dredging directed that the Ministry of Water and Irrigation work closely with the Ministry of Environment and so on. So these are very crucial things that we need to think about. Navigation in the River Nile is important. You know, we're now working on road development, road infrastructure development, and so on. It's very costly, extremely expensive. It's taking a very long time. On the other hand, our rivers are also a complementary ways of, you know, improving on our communications infrastructure and development. So we should not shy away from actually this that was not a viable project. Why was it decided like that? And even then, if we were to go ahead with it, is it something that we do now, or do we register you know, new development and so on? I want to say one last thing, and this is connected to development, and it was said earlier by Undersecretary for Environment. The issue of what you would call it an ozone, yes, climate change, and the industrialization. The wetland is one of the biggest areas that actually absorbs the CO2 and breaks it to its elements. But we're doing it for other countries. We're doing it. So we want to keep ourselves here, but other people are industrializing and utilizing the free carbon that we have to convert the CO2 into its basic elements.
For the young man welcoming you with the music, Lenge, just 2 minutes, and then you will come on board. Leng, earlier to prepare, I don't know where he is. Where is Leng? Well, if he has stepped out, then that's a different case. Put your hand together for the Honorable Minister, Dr. Benjamin Barnaba. Thank you very much.
Honorable Ministers, our undersecretaries, our professors, our lecturers, our good students from all various universities in South Sudan, and more importantly, our experts and experienced knowledge people that have spoken to us. I can say that we had a wonderful day today of academic brainstorming, isn't it? So knowledge is important. Knowledge is very important. Now, comrade, what is the agenda? Our agenda were issues related to the wetlands, to the Nile River, to Jonglei. That is a lot of discussion among our own people. And the government thought it is important, experts and people with knowledge, in order to inform not only the government, but inform our population who are discussing it. If you have more information about something, then your discussion will be profitable to your people. So that's why we are here. This is a platform where we want to have both international and national experts who can then tell us what the hell is going on in the Nile River. It's very, very important. And this is what we are getting now. That's why we call our former undersecretaries, and you have seen how knowledgeable they are. You have seen our Undersecretary of Environment, both at the national level and internationally. He knows what the hell is going on. So that's why we want this sitting, so that you can be able to inform yourself, and especially with the students of mining, the students of hydrology, they will get more information and can inform their other colleagues who are activists. You know, in the university it's good to be an activist. You blow up what you want to say. Somebody lectured to us before. He was saying very long terms. What was it, the guy from the university? Yes, what's your name? Huh? Mading. Yes. I think even the other students did not hear what you were saying. But you see, why I was laughing, when we were students, we had one student, especially in the lesson of English. He used to study Michael West Dictionary from cover to cover. And so he came, there was a debating society. So he wants to show he uses very big words. And we were all sitting there. So people were, what's wrong with you, man? You every time come, because you study Michael West, that's not English. How many words? 1,000 few words? You play lexicon, all your words will be finished. And then he took up and he did what this guy was doing. Then he said, hey, listen here, you are intoxicated by the exuberance of your own verbosity. And those were the new words he learned that day. So we were asking, what is this exuberant verbosity? We have got experts here, and that's why I think Dr. Deng answered you very well when he said in the beginning. But anyway, it has been a good day, and a lot of the questions which were asked before, we have to really thank them all for the information they gave us today. And you know, our government spokesperson, Michael McQuay, our minister, Angelina, and our youth minister, I think have talked quite a lot, and they have come here to sit with you together so that we listen to the experts, so that the issue of our water, we have to argue and discuss it from an informed position. But it must be a scientific position. So nobody was stopping you from what you want to say, but we were saying, come and listen first. Your government will be able to give a decision which is the correct decision and within and in the interests of our own country. Things about dredging, I think Michael McQuay answered well. Actually, we want navigation to start. That was in the mind of the government. From Kosti up to Juba, from Wau to Gogrial to Machar, up to Bantiu and even to Malakal, and also from Bantiu to Lake No, so that these areas become navigable again, so that there is movement of our people and anything. The flooding, we want information. On the issue of Jonglei Canal, it came up, and since these are experts, they will also say something about it. But as Honorable Makwe said, the government did not talk about anything connected with Jonglei Canal. So I would say it has gone well. We would want you again to come tomorrow. I know we have starved you, but you see, it is good to reduce weight. You know, just for a while, this is a fasting day, so there is nothing wrong with it. Eating every day also is a problem. Yeah, so, but because this interested you, it's about your country, so what's wrong getting hungry for just some 2 hours? You see. But at least we have given you, I think our coach has given you some water. And I see nobody is drinking water, because when you are hungry, you can't drink water. But you can take it to be hydrated. So tomorrow, let us come early so that they can start early, so that we can have more time to ask your questions and to gain more knowledge. So on behalf of our government, on behalf of our president, the day has gone well. So today is closed in order to start again tomorrow. Thank you very much for your patience and also for your good questions. Let us keep that process of knowledge, how to get knowledge from others who know it, so that you improve your decision making. Thank you very much, Koi.
Thank you very much, Dr. Barnaba Benjamin. When we talk of time tomorrow, please, the arrival is 8 o'clock. By 8:30, we are able to start our program. Before you disperse, put your hand together for yourself, the Kenyan style. They say 1, 2, 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Well done, everybody. We appreciate your presence. See you tomorrow.
Ya guru salam Monin biga tamam biga murda Otoro nanjil Jalamnya Biyunu me Betalau Bejejen Betalau Abuba salamnya
Hello, the misala lebeledi Ashan moi mata bahar lebeledi Zira der moyo, insan der moyo, sala abugar der moyo Da musule yangaki wotai Ashan afri su bahar day Let's stand up Let's stand up Ashan hafi subelebe Watanin salatin kulu Hafi subahardei Naskenisa sababu tanina Hafi subahardei Bahar tanina mohim sedi Hafi sukuna sawa Bahar tanina mohim sedi Hafi sukuna sawa River Nile Navi sukuna sawa River Nile Navi sukuna sawa Anader gori lain tum junubin Questa baharte Bahari bisaidu besamaga Akipe moyo shara Bisaidu petalin Bisaidu be karaba Bisaidu be ajaketi